We go first with the Lotus Cobra in hand, which is fantastic. Versus a Valduk equipment build. Going to be pretty scary, but we do have the Broken Bond here. So let's get out the Cobra first, just to ramp us. And this will be nice if... This is nice synergy because we can put extra land into play and then put something else into play. What does this do? +1/+1 for each aura and equipment. Wow, that's very strong. That is very strong indeed. Yeah, we go for the Takeshi's Welcome first, though. Because we kind of want them to play the Valduk and believe they're going to have a good hand with these things on the field. Then we can start depleting their resources. Babel. Wow, that's a really good card. So we can just go for the Might Stone and Wheatstone to kill that 2/2. Which I think is the best thing to do here. Because this gives them treasures and it can also get really big with these equipments. Drawing 2 would have been nice, but we can do that in the following turn with the Llanowar Elves anyway, with the Takeshi's Welcome. So now they can give this guy haste. Bit scary. Bit scary because they're going to get extra things. Gain control. Deals 1 damage. That's mean. Let's draw cards. Ether Channeler. That can bounce something. So that could bounce the Kiki Jiki. Ward 2. I don't know which one of these is more annoying. Probably the Ward 2, isn't it? I think we'll go for the Tigam first, only because in the following turn, if we attack with Tigam, we can get rebound on any instants and sorceries that we cast. So getting 2 Broken Bonds is better than 1. Swift Boots and a Rabbit Battery. Wow, that's a lot of stuff they've got. If they give that haste, they can start making clones of stuff. Ooh, nasty, nasty. 1 damage. Hercule. Right, let's attack. Okay. So then we... Broken Bond. I think we get rid of that because that is really, really strong. And yeah, we'll just set up the field. Having more things out is always good. So we play this, we can get blue and go for the Ether Channeler as well. Wow, okay. That's pretty good. And let's draw a card. Sweet. I'm still worried though, because Valduk is amazing. But they're doing everything but casting Valduk, which oddly enough. So we get a rebound of Broken Bond. Let's go to the double strike, I think. Lots of things. I think we go for the search. Yeah, we can get both. Wow, as if we could have done that again. I guess we can do that next turn with the human. But you know what? I'm happy to trade. If they want to double block the Katilda, go for it. Down to 8. There's so many things going on in this deck. You have to be, you definitely have to be a bit on the ball. Hi guys, today we're looking at Katilda and Lier, which is a really interesting synergy combining 2 characters in the universe to make a new card, which I'm finding at first is pretty hard to kind of get to grasp what kind of deck to build. You'll see why in a sec. So whenever you cast a human spell, Target instant sorcery in your graveyard gains flashback until end of turn, and the flashback cost is equal to its mana cost. I think this is one of the toughest build arounds I've ever seen, because not only does this commander not do a single thing when you pay 3 mana, like absolutely nothing, it doesn't count itself when you cast it. You also need humans to trigger the ability, and you also need spells in the graveyard. So you need, it's like having 3 tribes in one: the human tribe, the spell tribe, and also things to go in the graveyard tribe. So it's pretty tough. The ways to get around this, there's not that many, but there's a few special cards that meet a few of the criteria. One of the best ones for this, I think, is Takasia, because it gives your creatures vigilance and tap to surveil, which is pretty damn good, because being able to attack, block, and then to put something in your graveyard is very important. And you've also got Cherry on the Cake, which is 8 mana, exile from the graveyard to return any number of artifacts with total mana value 10 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield. There's not loads of artifacts in our deck here. We've only got about 4 or 5 or 6, but it's just a nice little bit of something extra if you want to put her in the graveyard instead of casting it anyway. And if you're familiar with Snapcaster Mage from very old, modern standard formats, you'll be very familiar with what you want to do with this kind of deck as well. So you want to do some surveilling or put stuff into the graveyard by looting. Ledger Shredder does that. Draws and discards if somebody casts 2 spells a turn. Search for a Canter lets you surveil as well. Unexplained Disappearance is a removal spell with surveil. So anything that puts stuff into the graveyard is going to be really, really useful. You've got Sword of Once a Future King, which has Surveil 2 built in as well, and you can cast spells from the graveyard. So as long as you can kind of put spells in the graveyard now and then, you'll be able to cast them whenever you play a human. So it is very difficult, because firstly you need spells in the graveyard and a human out, which is going to be not early. You're not going to be able to do this spell early at all, because you need to spend 3 mana to get Katilda and Lier out. Probably 2 or 3 mana to get one of your humans out, which there aren't many of. And then you want to cast a spell from the graveyard. I think the payoff is worth it, but you just have to build kind of like a value shell with a fair few humans. We are only running 15 humans and 19 spells in total. So the numbers aren't fantastic, but the deck by itself should be able to manage going into the long game. You've got some interesting synergy pieces like Urza, who's a human and makes your spells cost 1 less, even from the graveyard. So this is a really important piece. And to round him out, we've also got the Mightstone and Wheatstone as well, which you can fuse with him to make Urza Planeswalker. And you can also bring back the Mightstone with the Takasia's exile ability from the graveyard as well. There's lots of different things going on in this deck, and this is probably one of the most complicated decks I've had to make in a while. Use a lot of wild cards, so if you've not played Magic long, maybe not build this yet. Just try to get a grasp of some of the core concepts of the game first. But yeah, I mean, as long as you've got humans and spells, I suppose, have fun and see what you can do. The deck list will be in the description below. Don't forget to leave me a like and a sub if you enjoy the videos I've been making for almost 2 years now. I think we're about 2 years on the channel. So yeah, help me get to my next milestone, which would be fantastic. 3,000 subs, that's the next milestone for me. And don't forget, once I get to 3,000 subs, I'll be doing another giveaway. Probably give away every 1,000 subs, just to keep it exciting for you all. Let's get into the games. Okay, starting out is not too bad. We've got the colours we need to play everything. The ramp spell of the century. And yeah, let's start off. So Tome of Legends as well, pretty good to draw extra cards. Their deck is going to be probably a lot of tokens. We'll see how quickly they can kill us here. Charming Prince. So this is a flicker card. But this is not the ETB Elish Norn, so that's a bit strange. I don't really know. Oh, we've got the board wipe. Let's go for the tome here. Yeah, so at this point in time, there is no need for me to apply anything much to the board, because if we know we're going to wipe anyway. In the Trenches gives his team a bit of a pump. For the Sanctum here. And yeah, pass the turn. So in the trenches is really good because it gives them a team pump, but also it can exile something once for 6 mana until this goes away. So it's a lot of versatility there. Will they fall for this? Maybe I should have done the Term Legends in my turn to show like desperation. If they attack, I think I will just use this because it might give them, it might make them feel like, oh, I've got nothing else to do. So that's exactly the idea we want to instill into their head. 3 damage. And here we go, Alish Norn. Fantastic. So we're going to get a 2-for-1, which is lovely. Always feels good to do that. And always good to do that before you deploy any of your own creatures. Because you don't lose any of your own. And don't forget, we can cast this later on if we trigger Katilda and Lier. So Sarah Paragon. Interesting. So they're going to cast stuff from the graveyard. Let's go for the Katilda and Lier here. We'll get to put the counter on the Term of Legends. And then I guess we can go for the elf as well. So next turn they will have enough mana to exile one of our permanents, but I'm not really that bothered at this moment in time if they want to spend 6 mana to do that. Or they could go 6 mana, go for Alish Norn. Paladin class. Okay, very good move because now they know we can't cast any spells in their turn because we only have 1 mana open and the spells will be at least 2 at this point in time. This flickers another creature. Okay, let's just draw a card here. Doesn't really matter on the timing so much. They know we can't cast a spell anyway. Yeah, it's pretty strong, the power of 1 Anthem, you know. If they're going wide, this gives so much strength to their army. 2 on top, wow. Okay. Let's go for the sword here. See if they block. Give it to Katilda. So if they do block with this, they're not going to get this back, which is good. Because Sarah Paragon says if you cast it from the graveyard, it will get exiled when it leaves the graveyard. Leaves the battlefield, so... Sure, so then they gain 2 life as well. Unless they give it, they flicker it or something here, which would be strange because this is... They're going to return it to their hand. When this permanent is put into the graveyard, exile it. Oh, okay. They got us with that one. River's Rebuke. Oh, now that's a card. I'm feeling pretty confident now with the River's Rebuke. Bouncing the whole field is going to be awesome, especially if they choose to use this ability on something here, which they might do. So they're going to spend the whole turn doing that. Okay, sure. So decline that, keep that. So we're going to go down to 11. Get rid of all their stuff for a while. Triggers the Term of Legends again. So, and then we can go for the Esper Sentinel. If we take 2, I think I'm okay with that. Tax them a bit. So we don't have to cast this yet, it's just a trigger we get. And I think we're just going to draw a card. So we're at pretty damn low life, to be honest. But they're not really that threatening. It's all fairly linear attack strategies and stuff. So Divine Reckoning, each player chooses, and then... I think think I'll keep the Sentinel, you know, because I can just recast the General anyway. Man, I always forget this is in Arena. This is a fantastic board wipe. It really is. Down to 9 life. Fragmentize. Okay, let's see if they want to block this. Really good to have 3 power and a Sentinel because it means they have to pay 3 mana to stop us drawing as well. So many lands. I think it would be a good time to start making some food as well, so we can start getting some life back. Because if we gain 3 here, we're getting 30% life, which is a lot when you think about it. Especially when you think about what they have coming up next. They've always got Divine Reckoning again. 2 board wipes in 1 is incredibly good. I need to craft this. Completely forgot it was a thing. Okay, let's sack this to gain 3. I wonder what their plans are for additional. They want to sack stuff? Giving us a card, wonderful. Swinging in for 2, yeah. Sure thing. Attracts us 4. So can we kill the Elish Norn? Currently can't get through. Maybe we get build up to River's Rebuke again. For the next turn. Definitely want to fragmentize this, I think. Wait, do we want to do that? I haven't put much mana into it. Probably want to save this for the in the trenches. Let's go for Katilda and Lier. Set up the next turn. Get some... What do we want to get? I think we get treasure for now. 3... Conscious about what they can do next turn. Sacrifice 3 creatures. It's going to be pretty bad. Don't want to fragmentize that yet. We could just get a land here. Or we could go for the restoration. Yeah, let's go for the restoration. I think this is probably for the best. Guarantee a land for the following turn. Because the Set of the Wilds only gives us 1 land anyway. Do we dive from into the trenches? Don't think so. They don't have 9 mana for that either. You may exile another creature. I swear to God they're using the wrong general here. They've got a flicker deck with this Elish Norn. Very strange. I mean, this is pretty good because whenever we deal damage to them or a permanent, we lose 2 life unless we pay 1. So what is going on here? They've got like a weird infinite flickering thing with, but there's like no reason for it. There's no other triggers apart from I don't really understand. Flicker this, flicker this, flicker this. Without an actual like any output, it kind of doesn't do anything. Bizarre. Let's draw a card. And they know we have the River's Rebuke in our graveyard, so... not sure what to think. Okay, go for the Hercule. River's Rebuke. I mean, yeah, they've got the Divine Reckoning, but I don't really care about that. They're going to lose their field once again. And we are drawing cards left, right, and centre, so... Spellbind is okay to leave on top. Sure. And we get... Oh yeah, we get to look at another card on top, but didn't get anything, sadly. Yep, so here we go, we get to draw another card. And once again, I think we'll just keep the Esper Sentinel here. Because the rest, not that bothered. I do like games like this though. I like quite a bit of decision making, even if the opponent's decisions are a bit odd. Welcoming Vampire. Sure, so they've used loads of board wipes now. Let's just swing in. Down to 10. Oh, Urza on top. Very nice. We might as well just use this to get the land into play. Probably don't want to play any more creatures in case they do have another board wipe. And we've got two really strong cards. We've got a way to kill an artifact anyway, or an enchantment, so we can just use the Fragmentize on this. What are the odds that they have another board wipe? Should we just go for the commander again? Let's just do it. Commander can be recast, right? That's the logic. And we get a card of Tome of Legends, so it's not like we're losing much at all, to be honest. And whatever they cast here, they probably don't want us to draw a card, so they might pay 3. And we almost have lethal on board. And a Schnorn. Okay. Charming Prince. We're seeing the same cards 3 times over now. Scrying 2. What is going on? I do like seeing different builds, but I'm not seeing the bigger picture here. There's Urza. Heroic Intervention, that's good. And a bounce spell. I think that does it then, doesn't it? Well, it doesn't do it right now, but we're going to get to swing in for quite a bit. Do they block? Why there? Why don't you block the Esper Sentinel? Surely that would be better to stop me getting the Surveil value. Yeah, a bit confused. Then we can fragmentize the Signet. Just some peculiar moves here. And we have lethal on board, so there's no point playing any more creatures, to be honest. We can always draw a card to see what we get, though. Project. And we'll leave up the intervention here. So they do have a board wipe. We'll be fine. If they have a farewell, we're screwed. A farewell would certainly slow us down. And do they have one? Is it time for us to say farewell to our field, guys? Ooh, the Wanderer. So now they can choose. So they go to swords on that. Why would you do that though? Because you're already going to use the Wanderer. I feel like that was a waste, because surely you do the swords after the Wanderer. Whoa, filter out, that's good. If we didn't have so many unlimited spells on the field. So they leave us with a spirit. Yeah, their ordering is very strange here. Okay, yeah. Well, we could take him down to 1. So they're going to desperately need a way to gain life. My goodness, so many lands. Now what? Welcoming Vampire draws us a card. Takeshi's Welcome. Oh my goodness, so many card drawing cards! Drawing 3 cards from every creature we play. Ridiculous. Might as well ramp as well, seeing as we've got so much to work with here. And we've also got the kill spell for the Wanderer. I would be very surprised if they had a way out of this now. But the Heroic Intervention for 1 green. Good luck, my friend. As I said, farewell would be the only way out of this. See, if they had done the Wanderer first and then the swords, they wouldn't be at 1. Sarah Paragon. So now they can play... Surely not the Charming Prince again. It's not done anything. You need 3 blockers, mate. So I guess Charming Prince gain 3. That actually works. And then something else in the hand, maybe. Why? Why are you doing this? I'm so confused. You literally killed yourself there. Gaining 3 life would mean they can block 2 things. What? They could have gained 6 life. What was the point of flickering the angel? Oh, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Very strange. Very strange. Okay, well, Portable Hole gets rid of the blocker as well. And then we can just alpha in a very unusual game, a rare game where people make multiple mistakes. I mean, I make mistakes all the time, I understand, but when it's a mistake that costs you the game, just strange, because they could have gained 6 life there, and yeah. Oh well. Okay, so it's not very often we get to see Rith liberated Primeval, but this is a good opportunity to just hopefully have an interesting game. I think I'll keep this. So they want to get loads of dragons out, essentially, and start hitting us. Do we just want to bolt the bird? I think we do. Stop them getting a 3-drop on turn 2. Okay, so they've got more ramp anyway. Actually, we can kill this as well. I feel really mean now, but we are taking them off anything but green mana, which is important, because that tapped for any colour. And they got lucky with the mana confluence, so they can cast their general next turn. My gosh, it's just ramp. Okay, so eventually once we get Lier out, we can start exiling the commander, but it does have War 2. But luckily the Swords to Plowshares only cost 1, so if this hits us with excess damage, they get a 4/4. Okay. I think we'll leave up the Heroic Intervention for now. Oh, no, actually, let's just go for this, because we get to activate... Oh, okay, get rid of the Yuan-Ti Scale Shields. Okay, so next turn we can go for Lier, then turn after we can hopefully go for the swords. Do they have some kind of big lightning bolt effect here? If they target our stuff, remember, we get to draw a card, so that's why I really wanted to get this out. Kogler. Oh dear, that's not good. That is a shame. Ooh, Fragment Reality. Oh my goodness, that was such a lucky hit. Unless they've got hexproof. No, okay. Sanctum Weaver taps for mana. Not that bothered about that. Wow, we got super lucky. No blocks. So weirdly, it's better if we don't block this. Now, annoyingly, we have to target something, so let's just get rid of the Yonti Scale Shield for now. So Lier is essentially half of our card here, but obviously we're paying 5 mana to essentially get all our spells. I think we just attack. So if we're only having to deal with Rith, we might be okay. It is a little bit annoying. I've just realised that the Armoured Scrap Gorger can exile stuff from our graveyard, which is annoying. Okay, so now they're going to use Domri. So Domri can fight. Oh, that's so sad. So now they're going to be able to kill one of our guys. Probably the Lier. Oh, they're going to go for the Katilda. That's a strange choice.
There'll be nothing but dust when I'm done.
Their sequencing of cards is almost too good, to be honest. They had all that ramp. 1 ramp, 2, 3, 4, 5. Literally every card in their deck is just a ramp spell. Wow, okay. Some great things here. Try to go for swords on the Rith. That Ward 2 is kind of annoying, but... Okay. Other dragons. Wow, I gave it to all dragons as well. That's so good. That is really good. So we could also use the Fateful Absence to kill the other dragon. Oh, but then the Armoured Scrap Gorge is going to take us out, isn't it? It's going to take out all our stuff, which is so annoying. I think we just have to kill this. Because it's just wrecking our graveyard. Yeah, that kind of sucks that we have to do that. And yeah, so now sadly they have the 5/4 and the Domri up. 4, 5. And they're probably going to be able to cast the Rith again in their turn. It's really stacked, as I said in the deck tech. Because we're relying on so many things. Humans... Wow, they just quit? I think that was probably... Why did they quit there? So they had 1, 2, 3, 4... 5, 6... They had so much mana to get the Rith out. They had a blocker... And then they could have eventually, next turn, fought one of our creatures again. So, slightly strange quitting at that point in time. I think they probably would have had that in the bag, to be honest. Because even if we just cast the Katilda here, we wouldn't be able to get anything extra from this that Lier didn't provide anyway. So, I mean, we'll never know why they quit. But I think they definitely still had an advantage against us. Okay, we've got a fairly... this is a really, really slow hand. But with the Joyra... Nah, I'm going to mulligan. There's no blue sources in hand. This is actually quite good, the Fragmentize, but we've got no white mana, so... We're going to have to... Oh, no, actually, we do have white mana with the Brushland. Okay, it's all good. They're going to play something, an artifact? They are. So this gives them additional mana. Let's just kill this, because this is a ramp spell. If they tap a artifact, they get blue, so we want to stop them ramping. Next turn, probably go for the Shana, I think. Unless they counter it, which is entirely possible. That's satisfying, getting to resolve a spell against a blue deck. Mind Stone and the land. Sure, so we could just straight up draw some cards here. Unless they stop us in any way. Shame that we missed a land drop, so we're just going to pay 3. That is a lot of cards to draw. And I think we'll discard one of these fast lands because they come tapped. So they could go for... They've still got no red mana. Oh my goodness, Paradox Engine. That is terrifying to see. So let's... I think we're just going to keep swinging in. And... ending the turn, paying 3. If we can beat a Paradox Engine on the field, it's going to be pretty lucky, to be honest, but... Discard 1. Probably discard... the Welcoming Vampire as well. Okay, so we've got 2 removal spells for artifacts. 1 bounce and 1 destroy. So probably going to use this to kill the Paradox Engine if we ever get a chance. So far they only have the Mind Stone. Soul Guide Lantern. Yeah, this is our number 1 priority to kill this engine here. Although oddly enough they didn't tap the Mind... Did they tap the Mind Stone before? Not sure. Okay. Let's go for the Cobra. Kill the Paradox Engine. Hopefully they don't have a way to stop this. Okay, thank goodness for that. Okay, they do get a land though, which is kind of annoying. Let's see if they block this. Wow, so we're going to get to draw more cards as well. Which is pretty awesome. I think I'm just going to draw 2, because we're going to discard it anyway. And then we'll get to leave 1 up for the Surge of Salvation. Holy moly. Got some great cards. So much removal now. It's an abundance of riches. Whenever a non-token artifact enters, exile a random card from your library, you may cast a card until end of turn. Wow. Let's try and kill the Joyra in response, because we don't want them to draw loads and loads and loads of cards here. She is the linchpin of the deck. I mean, the Paradox Engine as well, but... So they counter this? Oh, they're going to return stuff to the hand. Okay. I am happy about this. Non-token artifact enters. Okay. I guess killing the Junkyard Scrapper is probably a good idea here, because it's a pretty strong card. Get rid of that. Okay. So I think getting the Might Stone and Wheatstone is probably effective here, because we can use this to pay the cost for Shana, which is weirdly a colourless cost. Just draw a couple cards. Nothing to kill. Swinging for 5, which is around a third of life. Pretty decent. We might as well pay a couple to draw some more things. So yeah, the Might Stone and Wheatstone is a pretty awesome card. What do we want to discard? Probably the Settle, because that only gets us 1 land now anyway, because we've got nothing in the deck that costs 7. Here comes Joyra again. They're going to storm off. They decided to play that as a land. That's interesting. Doesn't mean they have lots more stuff. Tomb of the Infinite, okay. So this card is really good, but I think we're just going to play Lier. And we can kill so much on this other field. Look at these spells. Okay, so go for Lier. Oh, they can exile our graveyard, can't they? Oh, no. Yeah, I completely forgot about that. Okay, fine. Go for the sword, which gives protection from blue and black. So they can block with the Inspector. But... No? Okay, fair enough. So, okay, fine. Yep. I completely forgot about scraps. Yeah, I thought it was I had to pay a mana to do that. It's just tap, exile each one's graveyard. They got rid of so many good cards there. Jeez. Forsaken Monument. But to be honest, without the Paradox engine, their deck doesn't really scare me that much. And what are they going to do about the Shana here? This is getting very close to lethal. Draw a card. You know things are bad when they're just drawing card out of desperation. I mean, we do have lethal, so they're going to have to block, unless they've got something else drawing more cards. I mean, the Forsaken Monument makes the colourless lands tap for 2, so they have 4 mana up. We got them, even though they got rid of our graveyard. Nice. Did you know that you can help my channel by watching another one of my videos? Go ahead, you know you want to.